winds gusting to 20, Parkersburg cloudy 32, in Charleston snow flurries 33. In Pennsylvania, Pittsburgh mostly sunny and 27 degrees, winds gusting to 18, Beaver Falls sunny 29, Newcastle sunny 26, and Erie snow and fog 24. Once again, at Zanesville, 28 degrees under sunny skies. Now here is the synopsis. The cold is here to stay. Periodic snow showers are possible through most of next week. The best chance for widespread snow will arrive midweek. Below normal temperatures into next weekend. The Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania climate summary for the month of November, 2024. The maximum temperature for the period was 81. The record maximum temperature is 82 degrees, which was set in 1961. The minimum temperature for the period was 21. The record minimum temperature is -1 degree, which was set in 1958. The average temperature was 47.6 degrees, which is 5.0 degrees above the normal average temperature of 42.6 degrees. The maximum temperature did not exceed 90 degrees. The minimum temperature dropped below 32 degrees on 8 days this period. A total of 3.29 inches of precipitation fell during the period, which is 0.43 inches above the normal amount of 2.86. A total of 0.8 inches snow fell during the period, which is 1.6 inches below the normal amount of 2.4. There were 522 heating degree days this period, which is 150 below the normal amount of 672 days. There were 7 cooling degree days this period, which is 7 above the normal amount of 0 days. The maximum wind was 44 miles per hour from the west and occurred on November 20th. The maximum wind gust was 58 miles per hour from the west and occurred on November 20th. The Zanesville, Ohio climate summary for the month of November, 2024. The maximum temperature for the period was 82. This ties the previous record of 82 degrees, which was last set in 1950. The minimum temperature for the period was 19. The record minimum temperature is -6 degrees, which was set in 1958. The average temperature was 48.3 degrees, which is 4.9 degrees above the normal average temperature of 43.4 degrees. The maximum temperature did not exceed 90 degrees. The minimum temperature dropped below 32 degrees for 9 days this period. A total of 2.52 inches of precipitation fell during the period, which is 0.27 inches below the normal amount of 2.79. There were 503 heating degree days this period, which is 144 below the normal amount of 647 days. There were 10 cooling degree days this period, which is 10 above the normal amount of 0 days. The maximum wind was 32 miles per hour from the west and occurred on November 20th. The maximum wind gust was 48 miles per hour from the northwest and occurred on November 20th. The Morgantown, West Virginia climate summary for the month of November, 2024. The maximum temperature for the period was 81. The record maximum temperature is 83 degrees, which was last set in 1961. The minimum temperature for the period was 23. The record minimum temperature is -1 degree, which was set in 1929. The average temperature was 49.1 degrees, which is 4.2 degrees above the normal average temperature of 44.9 degrees. The maximum temperature did not exceed 90 degrees. The minimum temperature dropped below 32 degrees on 8 days this period. A total of 3.81 inches of precipitation fell during the period, which is 0.79 inches above the normal amount of 3.02. There were 478 heating degree days this period, which is 125 below the normal amount of 603 days. There were 9 cooling degree days this period, which is 8 above the normal amount of 1 day. The maximum wind was 23 miles per hour from the southeast and occurred on November 13th. The maximum wind gust was 42 miles per hour from the west and occurred on November 20th. For east, central, and southeast Ohio and northern West Virginia, including Zanesville, Cambridge, Coshocton, New Philadelphia, Marietta, Parkersburg, and surrounding areas. For this afternoon, mostly sunny. Highs around 30. West wind 5 to 10 miles an hour. For tonight, mainly clear.